Keep it going for Katie, who's going to be the final storyteller of this half. Katie, please come on
up. So I was living in San Francisco several years ago, and I was actually in the city. And a good friend of mine had just gotten a job at Al Jazeera America and was moving to New York. R.I.P. Al Jazeera America. And she was throwing a going away thing at a beer garden in downtown Oakland. Now, I had spent some time in Oakland, but I didn't know Oakland very well. I knew that parts of it were up and coming and really nice, and parts of it were a little shady. But during the day, it all kinds of looked the same. So I drive over from the city, and I park my car wherever seems closest, and I go to this little shindig. And then around 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm leaving. And it gets just infinitely darker the further I go down Telegraph as I'm walking toward my car. And I am distracted because I'm on my phone and I'm texting just to complete the whole PSA here. And I'm alone, and I'm texting my boyfriend who's on a camping trip at the time. So I turn up this dark side street that had absolutely no street lights whatsoever. And I'm, again, just totally oblivious, texting. And I hear this bike pull up behind me, and somebody hops off, and he starts walking beside me. Now, I'm from a small town, which, for those of you from a small town know, it means I'm kind of dumb. I mean that in the nicest way possible, but I just don't have what my friends call stranger danger. I just don't have that. And so as soon as he starts talking to me, I don't even think twice. He says, "Hey, you have a nice night?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was great, thanks, how about you?" And he says, "Oh, it's pretty good. You were out at the clubs?" And I was like, No, just a bar with some friends." He says, Cool. You want a Jolly Rancher? And I was like, "Nah, I'm good, thanks." It's normal, right? And so at this point, we're at my car, so I turn and I start to go toward my door, and I pull the keys out of my bag, and I'm thinking this interaction has ended. It hasn't. And I just feel him standing right behind me. So I get a little nervous for the first time since this interaction started, and I start to turn toward him, and with one hand, he grabs the back of my arm, and with the other hand, he pulls a gun out of his hoodie pocket. And no one's ever offered me a Jolly Rancher and then pulled a gun on me before. No one's ever pulled a gun on me before. So I had some questions. I was a little confused. So I looked at him and I asked, "Are you serious?" He was. And he says to me, "I don't want your phone. I don't want your credit cards. All I want is your money." Now, I had immediate Stockholm syndrome. I was like, "Oh my God, you don't want my phone? That's amazing. You're the nicest guy ever." I can't believe I get to keep my phone. I would have given him my car keys at that point if he'd asked. So I excitedly dig in my purse for my wallet, "Oh, I'm getting out of this so easily." And then he says, "And don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I don't play ladies like that." And I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even think about the fact that I'm a lady. There's so much more at stake here than just a phone." But so I keep it together, I keep calm, and I open my wallet, and my heart just sinks. And I look at him and I say, "I am so sorry. I only have $1. Now it's his turn to be incredulous. He says, "Are you serious?" And he grabs my wallet, and he rifles through it. He takes $1 and sticks it in his pocket, and then throws the wallet back to me, picks up his bike, and starts to run up the hill away from me. And for the first moment, I have a second to breathe and process, and I just start bawling my eyes out, which I think really took him by surprise, considering my total losses for the evening were $1. So he stops at the top of this hill, and he turns and yells down to me, "I'm sorry, I'm just in a tough place right now." about how nice he'd been through the whole thing. And I realized that as much as I didn't want to be mugged right then, he didn't want to mug me either. And so I just respond, "It's okay, I understand."